Good Thursday morning, April 15, 2021. And guess what? It's not even tax day. They changed tax day to June or something. How nice is that? So, good morning. Let's talk about our devotional, huh? Okay, today's is a little controversial, let's say. Let me turn the lights on. My new quilt covers up my light switches, so I have my lights on. It's not a new quilt, it's an old quilt. One of the very first ones I made, actually. This one's called Catch a Falling Star. And I made it years and years ago. I started out, I went to a quilt shop, didn't have a clue what I was doing. They were having a class on making these baskets. And so one of the clerks in the store was helping me figure out what colors to use. So we started out with this piece of print fabric right here. And so then we went and we chose the red from it, and the turquoise from it, and the yellow from it, and the purple from it. And so that's how I figured out how to make all my stars falling into all my baskets. And then it's one of the very first ones I quilted on my long arm. Back in, I think this is dated 2008 is when I finished it. For those of you who asked. All right, this one's a little controversial. Had lots of discussions with lots of people on this one, but let's see what you think about it, okay? Mark 10:21. Go sell everything you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. Mark 10:21. What are you holding on to? Now, I think that the lady should have pointed out that Jesus said this to one man. He didn't say it to every man. He said it to one man. And he was simply telling the man what he needed to do if he wanted to follow Jesus in real life back then in that day, when people just left everything behind and they went with Jesus. Well, the thing about it is, if you did that, Jesus supplied all of your needs. You couldn't be sick because he'd heal you. You couldn't be hungry because he could turn 2 fish into 1,000,000 fish, bread into 50 loaves out of 2 loaves. So you weren't like selling everything you had and then you're going to go live in the streets and be a bag person for the rest of your life. So I think we need to start with that little understanding for those of you who may not know the story in the Bible. But you can find it at Mark 10:21. A rich man came to Jesus and asked how he could have eternal life. Jesus' answer was consistent with what he always taught: love and care for others. In this case, he told the rich man to sell everything he owned. In this case, I agree with the lady. He told the rich man to sell everything he owned, then to give the money to the poor. But the wealthy man couldn't let go of his riches. His wealth mattered too much. The foundation of life with Jesus is loving others. Is there something you're holding on to so tightly that it has become more important than loving others? Now that makes sense. That makes sense. I can agree with that. So, that's the devotion for today. Is there anything in your life that's keeping you from loving other people? I think you really do have to stop and think about that. There's somebody in our family that has major issues of all kinds, shapes and sizes, and and I have told this person, you need to quit thinking about yourself 24/7, quit feeling sorry for yourself, quit having a pity party. Nobody wants to come to it. You need to start caring for other people. I have told this person that. You have got to start caring for other people, and then you will feel so much better about yourself. But when somebody's minds are drugged and they have made themselves ill with all of their bad choices in their life, it's hard for them to put these thoughts together in their brain. Their spirit's shriveled up inside them somewhere, and it's been starved to death. Their conscience is dead. And it's hard to bring it back to life again, because it's your spirit in you and your conscience in you that makes you love other people. Your spirit is connected to God. God is connected to your spirit. That's why you have one. Your spirit never dies. So, I've seen it over and over and over again. We were watching last night. We didn't watch Bob and Brad, the physical therapist. We started watching that duck man that has that awful beard. I just can't stand the beard, but anyway. Did you ever see him when he was young and he played football? He was so gorgeous. I'm like, take your beard off. But anyway, that's his thing. That's his image. But he was the speaker. Oh, hold on a second. That was one of the many spam calls I get through the day. I wish real people would call me. So anyway, that bearded guy, Phil Robertson, was talking. And I've read his book, so I already knew the story. But boy, he was a scumbag deluxe. He says he is. He says so. He said, I was just a major scumbag. I was the worst of the worst. And so it really encourages me and gives me hope that even this person in our life, it's not too late and God can still reach them. And in your life too. God is a mighty, mighty God. And He's got little people planted all over the world that can go and minister. And maybe they won't listen to their family, but they might listen to a complete stranger. You never know what God has in mind, do you? All right, my dear ones, gonna let you go because I've got 2 more videos I need to make today. I'll be back tomorrow with whatever the devotional is for tomorrow. Bye for now.